Wij gaan weer terug naar het hostel. Nu wij wat meer informatie hebben over de verschillende personen die daar zijn. Namelijk de barman, de vakbondsleider, maar ook die chickie die dus blijkbaar bij Everard Clare hoort. Blijkbaar. Daar is ook nog een deur waar ik nog niet ben geweest. Daar beneden ben ik nog niet geweest. Kan ik die deur hier vandaan zien? Nee. Kan ik met hem nog wat nieuws hiervoor nu?
Right to work. When a bunch of beats me.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls held up by he ignores your question, choosing instead to turn silence is the answer. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people. We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain. General. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know them. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago.
Dus we kennen hem. Maar goed. Terug naar de Whirling in Rags, waar wij een aantal mensen weer een aantal nieuwe vragen kunnen stellen. Zoals deze chickie.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time? I suggest not wasting time on trivial pleasantries.
Even though she has excellent control over herself, something moved behind her eyes, in the way she stands, in her face.
You are not here to chat up the legal counsel. You are here to question these men. I am not.
You could be, Liz. You could be anything.
Even Ahmad? Glenn.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of La Debutante International.
So fucking what?
No, Glenn.
This didn't change her opinion of you. It's not her. She's not a hardy girl. Definitely.
Zij is het niet.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
Oké.
Oh, so you went and talked to my mommy, and now she's making me play with you. Is that it, lawman?
And what's gonna happen if we don't? You gonna go and tell on us?
Yeah, I heard him. Now, fuck do you think I'm? Let me state this very clearly, capo.
But having Everard back you up like that did seem to have some effect.
Again.
Good one, Titus.
About fucking time.
This time it's going to work. You already ruled out the first bad option that didn't.
Stop shitting your pants. The law.
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
For God's sake, stop shouting! They're not going to give you anything. Can't you see? I can't have a police interrogation in here. People are trying to eat. Of course it concerns me.
Easy, babes. What is this?
We are deep in forest territory. We need to cool up.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say.
Nee, daar kunnen we dus niks mee. We hadden ook over deze man nog wat geleerd.
Can I help you?
Another thing. Great. Yes.
Blijkbaar niet. Oh nee, die kok. Die maakte die speciale soep, ja.
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. The mention of mañana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words. The man says a couple of sentences. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Horse need more vodka?
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the man happy and in good...
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very... Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea. Honestly, the place is a powder keg. The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
Kijk, we hebben weer een taak afgerond. De special borscht. Deze deur kunnen we nog steeds niet in, hè? Die zit nog steeds gesloten.
A heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. The door does not.
Nou, dan hebben we toch alles hier weer rond.
I've got nothing to say to you.
En er is dus nog een onbekende Hardy Girl. Dat is niet wat ik wil doen. Ik wil naar mijn takenboekje. Find Morel. Die is verdwenen. En we moeten voor hem nog 2 handtekeningen ergens vandaan gaan vissen. Ja. Maar waar? Hier is een gedachte. Er is een gekke potato seller.
Vigilance officer, what can this old carabinier do for you? Yes, the Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during... I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every... Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night. Been on a 2-week leave since no one... The boss has been on man since...
No one has been guarding the container yard?
Yes! It's...
Look, officer. The container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before, René. Monsieur Claire.
The possibility of someone being in there.
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiniers' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic? Yes, yes. Yes. King.
Oh.
A superpower.
Standbeeld hadden we gezien,
feared and respected. Attack decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded. A nation is only as strong.
Don't get...
The carabinier doesn't reply, but his entire being
Oh, you can't. That's why.
Of course.
Philippe Zitter.
He's just making excuses for the king's habits, isn't he?
From what I've seen of the officers, right.
Still,
dobbelen schiet niet op, jongens.
Anything else I can assist you with, officer?
Het dobbelen schiet allemaal niet op. Nou, we hebben hier weer een gedachte. Zwaluwen. We kunnen nog even naar die pawnshop nog wat dingen verkopen misschien. En dan kunnen we verder het rijtje af.
Hello again. How can I help you? Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
This is a pawn shop, and it did feel as if you've met before.
Wij hebben onze gun hier verkocht.
The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another. Alert.
She didn't seem like a policeman, although she kept referring to herself as if truth be told.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the citizens' militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it? You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
My apologies, officer.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it right now. You'll just have to hope Everard wasn't lying.
Maybe. Shady, they went their way.
Wait, then it might be true.
Maybe Claire really is tracking down your gun.
People as Elysium as Everard.
Of course.
Nieuwe gedachte.
Advanced race theory. Everything is calm in the eye of the race storm. Your mind...
We zijn nog nieuwe dingen aan het leren. Ik ging kijken of ik dingen kon verkopen trouwens. Something I'd like to sell.
Let me have a look. Anything else you're thinking of selling?
Zo, we hebben weer wat geld gekregen. Oh.
Another time.
En dan gaan we weer naar buiten. En dan gaan we hier even verder op onderzoek naar beneden. Want daar zijn we nog niet verder geweest. Volgens mij. Wat is dit voor ding? Oh, dit zijn die sluizen, ja.
This panel usually closes. You pull the lever all the way up. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. A spring brings the lever. Wasn't there a sign over there saying...
Ja, precies. We wachten tot woensdag voordat we het ding kunnen fixen. Kan ik hier nog ergens naartoe? Wat is dit? Een put? Hier zit nog iemand.
There's a pile of cheap sunglasses.
You like sunglasses, officer? I've got the latest styles right here.
These are all boring. Those UV stickers are all...
These are all first-rate sunglasses. Premium design, super material, very cool. Oh, very interesting choice, officer.
This is how a sea monster sees the world. You've become alright, but these actually make your vision worse.
Wow, officer. And they can be yours for a mere 3 real.
The lieutenant tilts his head.
You look like a musician. Like a blind musician. But you could do worse. Take them if you want.
Abort. These are hideous.
Damn!
It's going to be...
No, you are definitely not buying those.
Are you sure? But they look so good on you. A man who knows his style.
We hebben een coole zonnebril gekocht. Wat hebben we hier nog meer? Kleding.
There are clothes.
Don't be...
Save the economy.
Haven't you heard, officer? We've got to be economic. Look around. Is this really the economy we want to leave to our children? And what? Oh. Look, man. I'm not into pop.
You find the box smells like...
Economical, but also trendy. Look first.
Something cold grazes your hand. Synthetic and sleek.
Good choice, officer. Mega sporty. And it's only $4.50 for you, sir.
Sportjas. En we hebben onze politiejas aan.
You see two...
I can see you were...
A pair.
Those
sneakers and speakers.
Fun, ultra. We're the future. You remember these ones, a small...
No, don't look at the speakers, officer. Look at the sneakers. The sneakers are the stars here. Then look at them again. These are the No way, officer. These aren't for sale. They're bad speakers. Low-fi socialist junk. Well, if you... But see, if on the other...
Damn. So you have to buy the sneakers first.
Ja, die kosten €50. Dat heb ik niet, jongen.
You see, the name Sileng.
Happy shopping, officer.
Sileng, die hebben we eerder gezien, ja.
Everything's cool. You're very cool.
You feel a twitch in your index fingers. There's a finger shootout brewing.
Lekker hoor.
Don't shoot, officer. Have we got an arrest here or just a shakedown? Good one, officer. You're a funny guy.
Lekker hoor.
Now what can I do for you? Then fire away, officer. Me? It's a boring story.
This man probably comes from Seaguy, sometimes known as the Apricot Suzerainty. Apricot Suzerainty calls to mind an era when the Seaguy archipelago was colonized by Revachol. It's a bit of a slur, in other words.
That's right, officer. Hey, why not drugs? I don't. Unless you're into drugs, of course. In which case, drugs are X. That's where.
So,
we houden niet van
it
drugs,
appears to be true.
That's even cooler.
A blatant lie, sire. Yet he tells it with such conviction. We'd believe him if we didn't know better.
Who said that? It's the...
So you admit you're a lorry driver?
No, I just said I work.
Realizing he can't get out of it.
Okay, maybe I'm a lorry driver too. A little. But that's not the most important thing about me. That's my day job. This is my dream. Exactly. It's such a small part of my life. It's in the rear view mirror now. Nothing.
And what?
Crowd.
No, he wasn't talking about an abstract crowd. It was that crowd.
Ah.
Shush, please.
Here we go. There's a tiny bit of truth on the table. Zoom in on it.
It's a she, okay? The other drivers call her the lady.
Kijk, er is een she.
You're
We
better
hebben al
off
een
staying
aantal
away
keer
from
wat van gehoord, ja.
Could this driver be connected to the Hardy Boys?
I don't know. Maybe.
He's not ruling her out.
Precies.
I don't know. I'm not looked. All
Hij
of
weet
them.
wel
Who
weinig.
exactly is talking about this lady driver of yours?
All of them. Even the ones who've left. I don't. All right. I scored. Let's cap this off with a purchase.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from there.
Oh, okay.
After all this mess, the broken seals,
An investment? What kind of investment? I guess it can't be any riskier than speculating in exotic derivatives.
What? 1
How
million.
much are
Ja.
we talking about here?
Lekker hoor.
What? Only a fiver? 10 real is a bargain for that.
Ja, goed, hij heeft ons wel weer verteld dat er dus inderdaad een verdachte vrouw bezig is. Er is een lady driver die iets weet. Fingerpistols. Nieuwe skill. Lekker hoor. Even kijken, maar wat is hier dan nog verder? Hier kan ik niet heen. Dit loopt dood. Ergens is er een verdachte vrouw die meer weet. Dit is die poëet. Maar de enige vrouwelijke driver is die vrouw die hier zat, inderdaad. Dat is de enige vrouwelijke driver die ik gezien heb. Hier is nog iets. Ruins full of snow. Ja, deze is de enige vrouw die ik gezien heb.
Loma, you called me at an... Did you just call me a lady, Herife? I'm not that either, Herife. I'm only terrifying to small children.
Yeah, it's not her. Believe me.
The big ones, the trucks. In the middle of...
In the background, a quiet song seeps from her cabin into the air.
How should I know? Do I look like I spend a lot because they can no longer recognize... Oh, Sim.
Zij is niet degene die ik zoek. Maar wie is dan wel degene die ik zoek? Er is een onbekende vrouw. Er is een onbekende vrouw. Misschien weet hij wat meer ervan. Hij zit immers op de uitkijk.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help? Los Ardis? They're sort of like you.
Nee, nee. Wacht, we hebben die Advanced Race Theory geleerd. Daarmee kunnen we volgens mij met die man hierboven iets doen. Daarom moesten we dat leren.
The unpromising race pupil returns. And... Look, babe. When confronted with the harsh truth of his demise, the melancholic...
That's disgusting, Jean.
It is. You could have used this opportunity to overcome your narrow, take solace from the fact that these...
Damn, Jean. How...
Was there an out of this for you with success? Or was the rhetoric game rigged? I can't tell. I am not the first line of defense. You pick up on something artificial in his tone, like he's putting on an act. This is unlike him. He... Fine. They have recently fallen.
Zij zijn ook met een vrouw bezig.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The man looks at you. You are not Santiago. Santiago is not you. There is nothing I cannot put.
Ik kan hier niet langs. Waarom niet?
Pupil returns.
Maar hij zegt dus ook dat die Hardy Boys in contact zijn gekomen met een vrouw. Met een vrouw. Nameless fishing village down the coast. Ik kan hier nog iets unlocken. Finger pistols. Kunnen we leren, daar hebben we niet zoveel aan. De bow collector, ja, dat klinkt cool, dus gaan we gewoon leren. Down the coast. Verder hebben we weinig nieuws, toch?
Looking for something odd?
Kijk.
Come to tell. I don't know what you're
The lady driver.
He did something. He stole his employer's goods and another lorryman's job. Listen up, fuckwits. You don't scare me. You cops don't run Evashel West. You don't run Martinez.
No. He means La Puta Madre.
A legendary, and not in a good way.
Yeah, him.
Then I presume you are familiar with his...
Yeah, they're his little bitches.
Not just the unions. He has people...
The lieutenant adopts a rodentine quality. Be cool, sire.
You're not peonies. You wouldn't be investigating a drug thing.
No, of course not. We are not peonies. But if we were...
He's surprisingly good at this.
Yeah,
it's not a hard job. It won't take a long time. It won't make Padre Madre angry. But a stupid fucking racist is standing in...
I'm not scared of you or the mob. I'm under the protection of the law.
You've seen the corpse in the yard, yes? You took a peek.
Nah, you wouldn't just leave him out there if you...
The lieutenant turns and gives you a barely perceptible nod. Be careful. This man's still got some fight in him, by the looks of it. It won't be easy to break him.
Ja, en dan moet ik gooien voor lage succeskans.
The main
Ja.
thing is to not overdo it. Even when you're trying to scare someone. The most important thing is, how does it look on your resume?
Oh yeah? And what goods are those? There's some kind of homo thing?
The lieutenant gives you a...
We'll just have to ask someone else about the lady driver. Let's go.
Actual art degree.
Lekker hoor. Actual art degree.
Contrived. mediocre.
Die man leert ons ook weinig nieuws.
Droplets of rain fall on the white and blue police livery of the motor. Do something important? This is a Caprice with its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression. The high center of balance is offset by a due to a quite steep price tag. It is very.
You want to take a closer look? 130.
I reckon that's a man. That's got to be
7.2. Yes.
It's nice and all.
Mooie auto hoor.
Why so much? Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just maybe.
And means no.
Langs de waterkant. We hadden gezien. Hier is een gedachte. We hadden daar heel even een gedachte. Is er nog wat nieuws?
What have you found? And also, do buy the books. Okay, but please.
Woman.
Meisje, nog wat nieuws?
Hi, Ace Detective. Are you here for more books?
Nee. Hier waren we geweest. Hierboven konden we niet verder. Er is hier wel een gedachte. Looks like the remains of the 24-hour window repair shop.
It's dark. And the flashlight works a lot better if you hold it in your hand.
Ja, lekker hoor.
Right.
Some areas.
Dus, gaan naar mijn inventory. Items. Tools. Flashlight. In mijn hand. En dan kunnen we dingen bekijken ook met een zaklamp in de hand. Dat is wel makkelijk. Opgezette dieren. Poppen. Geld, altijd handig. Hier klinken vreemde radiogeluiden. Production schedule filament memory. €50 is dat waard. Hoi joh.
This appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart.
A radio computer.
What he means is that these things cost money. This is the Ream Civic radio computer.
We have one of these down at the station, but I never really...
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring. It's empty, like a beehive. The filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment.
Yeah.
Like a smooth drawer, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the play key starts blinking. A bar of fabric right above the keyboard. The static gets louder, slowly filling up.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Fortress accident is the company on whose name. One moment. Fortress accident SCA produces revenue.
That's not bad.
Any other questions? The filament you have inserted into the reed, that was a question. Good.
Password. Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have all...
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Thank you.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. Cast, nothing happens.
Oké.
The filament slides out of its glowing.
Daar moeten we een password voor vinden op de een of andere manier.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalk. Some of the writing has these lithe, pointy-eared creatures. A translucent Welkin. You should adopt one of those Welkins as your... One of the Welkins, towering among the rest, appears. It's Vara Hamira, a high Welkin. His face white, the Handor, the Twarg, the human.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little Welkin creatures. Some people really like building a world, I think. Even if it's... This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Well, just look at those details.
The photo collage depicts entire ocean. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, albeit dark and cold. This vision also feels cozy. A pinned postcard reads, "This, it looks a bit like a mini-me stands for a mini-meeting. As time goes on, the
looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, see the prod schedule filament for details. The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans. Call in, tune out, Wirral untethered. The full text reads, heat death of the universe is the new black.
Heat death of the universe is the new black.
The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very percent history classes, radio frequencies, it seems. UK unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular. You think so? They must have had massive air width. These things don't come cheap. Someone very important. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through. Whoever decides to call in.
Hier in de D&D server.
Stations. There's no way a little basement.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. Exactly. This schedule.
Nothing is...
Wacht, hier hangt nog iets. Developers of the most advanced RPG in the universe.
Okay. What do you think is going on with that computer, chalkboard, and fireplace? No, that's not it.
Like he's ready to lay out a fine...
It looks like one of those popular pen and paper role-playing games. Only these people were trying to automate it, make it work on radio computers. Indeed.
Super cool. Someone should give them millions of real immediately.
Het gaat over deze game die wij nu spelen waarschijnlijk.
No idea. They stopped feeling not to mind.
Not in Revolution.
But I don't think any true calling standards to
coordinating.
Indeed. It's ambitious and untethered from reality, but... It's too late for that. Okay, let's keep...
Wat is dit dan voor deur? Geld en pillen. Standbeeld van een beer. Een koelkast is dit.
You see a terrifying ice bear with a strange compartment. The bear looks oddly realistic. The lieutenant doesn't answer. His eyes are glued to the animal. A gust of freezing cold air rushes to greet you. The lieutenant takes a peek inside. His hand has found the holster of his gun. The shelves are empty. All you see are crumpled ice cream wrappers with the brand name. You pocket the note and the little fridge magnets keeping it on the door.
Okay.
A friendly cartoon bear. The paper still smells of...
Good question. It looks like an ice cream. I know. What is even...
The fridge buzzes.
Een vreemde koelkast. A hidden doorway. Rusty rifles.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall.
It seems like an old bunker from the Revolutionary. There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Yeah.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Most of them are rusty and inoperable.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way. It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez.
Goed om te weten. Er is blijkbaar een geheime wapenbunker hier die we gevonden hebben. Dus weer geld.
2 cables are plugged into the breaker box. The red one leads to the ice bear fridge, and the black one to the ice cream maker nearby. An electric sizzle. Something close to you dies with a...
Why did you do that?
The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything. The electric distribution board.
Is hierboven nog iets wat ik nog niet heb aangeklikt? Ja. The wall collapsed. Was dit een oven?
A thick layer of coal dust covers the furnace, coloring it pitch black.
Looks like it. Looks like an old central furnace. No one has used it in ages.
It's dark and grimy here. In the darkness you can hear chatter. The echo is so prominent.
Yeah.
It's impossible to...
What are you doing? Wait, really? We should investigate. See if someone's upstairs.
Goeie.
You're right. The rooms do look like they're connected.
Always has to be the skeptic, this man.
Ja, dit is vervelend, want dan moet ik dus weer gaan rollen en dat gaat waarschijnlijk mis.
Something
het gaat goed.
Breaks loose in you. A mighty bellow.
Hello? Hello? Did you say anything? I can't hear you. Please come upstairs. There's a safety curtain on the second floor.
You hear a low rumble upstairs.
After you, officer.
There's a safety curtain. Waar dan? Dus dat gordijn waar we eerder niet in konden. Hier zo, ja. Dit is nieuw waar ik nu ben. Postcards, kan ik hier nog in? Hier zit iemand. Hier zit iemand. Is dit een Game Master?
Hello. I'm Nia.
Nia?
Did you try knocking on my window? I must have missed you. I've been... So what kind of die are you?
She's got a direct view to the backyard. You should interrogate her about the lynching.
Yes, Amelia is like a call-in station. Mostly, they just teach you to swear in different languages. I'm a novelty dice maker. Tell me the name of your...
Role-playing games?
Zij is een dobbelsteenmaker.
Fortress accident. Does that count?
Very good. My rate is 10 real per... Take a look around and...
It almost looks as if the stones and dice are a natural part of... No falsehoods are present. She's a novelty dice maker and doesn't have anything to hide. Ask...
How did I become? Some of my friends were rope, not especially...
Some of those nice people have big bucks.
Of course. Tell me what you have in mind.
Whirl Untethered, dat hebben we gezien, die naam.
Ah, yes. Fortress accident. The Whirl Untethered die is a variation of a standard role-playing die.
Ice, death, loss.
I'm thinking something made from alligator jawbone, cast in black resin.
Nee, weet ik wel.
Reptile. Great. See you in 8 hours then. Was there anything else?
In 8 hours.
We're inside the chimney of an... But when I arrived...
Creative.
When she arrived here, there was no room anywhere else. She must have known the other businesses.
I've heard the stories, but I don't think those stories are true. Plaisance, the bookshop lady? I've heard that her business is doing rather well. Have the energy spared her somehow? Oh, right. But it's not just the bookstore that's still up and running. What about the whirling in racks? Some people say it's part of the building complex. You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time and under the east of the commerce. And then there is me. I've been here for 14.
Maybe it's just because she's so talented that she's been able to woo the curse.
What, so the curse only affects people with poor work ethics? What you're describing, exactly. But I'm glad we got this sorted out.
That's all she has to say on the subject.
Nothing really.
The lieutenant looks at his note.
Your window looks directly onto the courtyard.
I'm sorry, detective, but as you know, I usually have my headphones on when I'm working. It shuts out most of the daily ruckus. Well, there's always something going on. During daytime, there are usually those...
She's heard of the murder, but
I never saw anyone during that fateful... I might have.
It's light here.
It's really hard to make anything out. It's an odd profession.
She nods.
Anything else, officer? More or less.
Oh, quite a lot of them spring to mind.
Yes, I think it was...
A bit of experimenting. It's not about the haircut. It's about the confidence.
I guess it just wasn't the time. It wasn't merely a gym. It was Artemiteps Boxing Club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away. Kuno. Who's Kuno? Oh yes. I think it would take more
Kid
than
with the sailor's mouth. Lekker hoor.
A kind man from Zemsk. It didn't.
It's not really full of that.
Eventually, the coalition took away the fund. Oh, this one turns out.
The broken windows.
What's this?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway, and I have. It's a Sub Rosa radio station.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says,
"Don't worry."
Good luck with that.
Informatie
It's not
geven.
you mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist. Anything else? There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for the atelier produced, and you know how. And, naturally, all the most fashionable taste. Really? They were made by... Honestly, I think it's quite the usual, I imagine.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but slips, I have no idea.
They were just the props. Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No.
Fortress Accident, the radio. They were an interesting bunch.
That's understandable. Fantasies are serious things. The mind...
They certainly took their work very serious. The usual. They ran out of money. Well, I did hear them talking at times. They seemed to believe they were...
She sounds almost mocking when
Grand
she says
quest.
Yes, but when the money started, in the end they just didn't get it done. They didn't have enough willpower to produce something truly historic. Not the wisest decision.
The result is 1.
Anything else? Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. The place was owned by 2...
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
No, inderdaad.
There was really just one. And it involved and by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a...
Fritte does the same thing.
Yeah.
Employing silky teenage girls is a widespread practice, yes. And they already had the bear. The bear.
The bear.
Of course not. The bear was eventually Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glacé 5000. Glacé 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges. You did what? Ugh, of course they left it plugged in. The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast.
Sounds cool.
Megatherion. A mega wild bee. It's an imaginary bee by telling you to do more drugs, mostly. Very good. You shouldn't. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen.
Little sparkling.
Anything else?
Ja, we leren wel steeds meer.
Right. I hope you didn't try to ring me. I think none of those doorbells work, including mine.
The doorbell with the empty name card must belong to her then.
That's right. I haven't even written my name there. As I said, it's quite useless right now. It doesn't work yet. You could say so. Both houses were built at the same time.
If the whirling is part of the same building, then it's part of the doomed commercial area. The darkness of this place.
Right. It used to be a gaming arcade. My advice, don't...
Agreed. Pinball.
It can't be true. Are you sure it was Slipstream SCA? Was it a woman? Maybe it was Plaisance, Tricentennial Electrics? It used to be a major electric company.
It was 200 years ago. To be just a prank. Whatever happened, keep your cool. It's probably better to admit that it was a harmless prank.
Oh, the kids these days. We were just one of them, and now why would Slipstream SCA have 100 years? I'm still convinced it...
My money is on electrical anomaly. I've heard of these, especially in an old building like this.
Sure, I'm listening. I'm pretty sure it still doesn't work, but sure, I'm good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
8%.
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably. She has begun to idly clean one.
Oké, daarmee hebben we wel weer nieuwe dingen geleerd. We hebben nieuwe kleding gevonden, namelijk dit rare hesje die we niet aan gaan doen. We hebben een antiek pistool gevonden, een postcard, die production schedule. And written note from the fridge.
With a blue pencil.
Does it say anything interesting?
This is tangential at best. Someone has scribbled. S. I can't believe the off-site copy is still here. You'll find the filament memory with the off-site copy in the frozen ice cream maker.
Die hebben wij gevonden.
Please take it home, ASAP. It's important. I'd do it myself if I lived in a civilized place.
Really? You don't have a single game? Oh, I'm sure that child will love to get his hands on the filament memory. Even if he doesn't know what to do with it, he'd probably try to pawn it for speed. It belongs inside.
It's like the...
Looks like someone from that radio game company upstairs. I'm a little... That's a plausible hypothesis. I don't know.
Didn't you see one right next to the breaker box?
Maar betekent dat dan... report back to Plaisance. Dat hebben we gedaan. Pick up the dice. In 8 hours. Ja, dat kunnen wij nog niet doen op dit moment. Ik heb nog wel skill points waarmee ik dus weer wat nieuws zou kunnen leren. Zoals bijvoorbeeld... Ja, fingerpistols hebben niet zoveel aan op dit moment, denk ik. Over 8 uur kunnen we die dobbelstenen ophalen. Hier zou die filament reader in kunnen, maar we zouden misschien ook...
Nothing. Something's missing. There's no like a smooth draw. The speaker.
Good afternoon. Please repeat. Is this the production? Good. Please repeat the password. No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for a repeater station.
Still no. I am contractually obliged to protect.
I'm afraid we are not doing that.
Now, can you please repeat the password? Receive.
Don't worry.
Fortress accident. Yes, I am.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
I work as a repeater. As for me now, please tell me if there's thank you.
Tiles of the cube. The filament slides out.
Dus we zouden eventueel met die filament... ja, daar moeten we een wachtwoord voor hebben voordat we daarmee verder kunnen. Deze deur, oh die gaat naar die beer. En daar was iets gezegd over die ice cream maker. Die hier staat.
This orange machine is dead still. It has a hand-cranked ice cream churner, and turning the crank feels you slip your fingers under the... No, this is going to need something else. Some kind of... If you want to try again, then...
Equip the pry bar by going to the tools tab in...
De pry bar. Ik heb een pry bar. Oké, die equippen we dus even.
This orange machine is dead still.
3%.
It has a hand-cranked ice cream. The ice
Oh, en het lukt.
the pry bar.
Met 3% kans. Lekker hoor.
You see the pry bar's metal handle.
Yeah, well, that's a good pry bar. I'm not criticizing it. But this ice cream... I have no idea, officer. This ice cream...
Sooner or later, you will stumble upon a tool mighty enough.
We kunnen hier ook nog naar buiten. Ah, dan zijn we hier. Kunnen we met Kuno nog praten over die... het ding wat we hebben gevonden.
Fuck does Kuno care? You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack.
Lekker hoor.
It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in? Pig, that's the past. You and Kuno are now. Let's talk about how you opened the secret door, fucking at Kuno's kingdom. And then what? You fucking there.
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno.
Eeuw.
It's a vitamin, Pig. Don't you know?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag.
The mag.
Don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, Pig.
Fuck you, Pig.
Oh, that. Kuno decapitates pigs.
Lekker hoor.
That's just a Kuno demo tape. Yeah, Kuno plays on snuff radio. That's where Kuno gets...
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you?
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. Shitload, Pig.
Don't tell the pig.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Just a couple of pigs.
Yeah, you tell...
Probably climbed. You heard Kuno. I don't know. Some mesk or I don't know.
There is no night city anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city in some pulp or sign.
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You wanna know where Kuno was? You wanna know?
Don't tell him that.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's city.
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno's city, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit
Die
ain't about
vriendin
that.
die keert zich tegen hem of zo lijkt
to
het.
deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important, it'll come.
Kuno's fuck.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of... You're testing...
Get lost.
Lekker hoor. %. Ja, dat wordt niks.
He's on your crime scene, bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
No! You told him about it and...
The city's not fucking lame. You are lame. And fuck you too. Putting Kuno on the spot like that.
Explain himself. As if explaining some kind of work. You must get to the bottom of this one of these days. Sadly, it's unlikely to happen today.
Yeah, like a fucking...
You were lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you. What are you? Like 80, right?
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of a Kuno-fied non-vomiter. That's right. Turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try it again now.
Yeah, like a...
You were lucky you didn't die there.
Yeah. What are you?
Perhaps you could compress this Don't ask questions. Roll always the cynic.
Kuno doesn't...
Kuno fout non-vomiter.
Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically devolving into a fish. You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve.
Dat lijkt me niet verstandig. Gaan we nog een poging wagen?
There he still is, looking right through you.
92%, omdat wij shit compressed zijn en Unified non-vomiter.
As you breathe in,
daar
the
gaan we.
odor comes over you. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
They do after 7 days, yes.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish.
I thought tattoos.
The material appears to be ceramic, delicate and fragile. These are clearly not boots.
Armor.
They're armor.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Technically speaking.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique, A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic. It's all you, baby.
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide. Under the
I weet veel.
Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. It is. It's expensive. We've requested similar material for a full set.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is...
Not too much, yes.
The lieutenant nods.
The locals probably scavenged it. We should keep a lookout for these species.
Where's the
There are
rest
more
for the
concealed
armor?
information. This is one thing he might actually know. No, I think he had something...
Nice. That makes sense.
Yeah.
They usually hang them completely naked for that.
Fucking talking about underpants.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
Looks like he worked for a private contractor, like Gerhard told us. Wealthy, with state...
A small bell-like sound. The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action. The metal connects with the same ding. The only difference is a barely audible click underneath.
Did you hear that? A click?
Yeah.
This is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads the incoming energy.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistive trees were made of porcelain. This is the smooth, glossy surface. The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100,
serial
1000.
number. Is dat relevant? E50, 100, 1000. Misschien is dat wel het password van iets.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X54156745.
Nee, eerlijk zijn.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done.
Ja, daar kunnen we naar vragen.
The stench fills your nostrils. As you...
Stop! Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
You're about to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are...
Indeed. From this angle, it does look like the neck is...
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot? Try what exactly?
If you can't experiment, how will you learn?
I don't think we should do anything. Just there's no way you're getting them off.
Yeah.
All the organic matter in his body has been flowing.
There might still be a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Nee, dat gaan we niet doen.
Alright then. You can pay the hostel bill in honor points. How many honor points have you collected?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation...
The cadaver slowly twists
Nee,
on the
volgende.
cargo belt. His torso, the hangman's knot, is pulled tight by the weight. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lash.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them. The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not... Right now, everything seems to fit their confession.
Yeah.
I was afraid it would be. A noose is one of those things that's easier. That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you?
Could be. The shape of the cadaver hangs from an intricate web
tattoos
of
hebben we
blue
nog.
lines stretched,
A map of the stars.
as if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through.
So am I.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds
Let the
like a
lieutenant
sword.
work. Yeah.
Shit, Kuno!
An instant color camera. I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass.
In case we need it. Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
Hartstikke cool.
There is only 1 ampoule left.
It contains insight to the victim's person. This was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell wasn't sure. Just don't lose it.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by. His eyes
Look
are
him in the
milky
eye.
white. These eyes used to be blue. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is
good. The victim is of Occidental descent.
When he says Occidental, he means the corpse is dead.
Who is he? He is male.
The corpse looks right through you as you distance.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt. As you narrow your eyes, the monster... This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been... Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right...
The monster comes back into focus.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. Lekker hoor. Something is coming out of him.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem.
Stop talking. It means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging. Everything here seems to corroborate that assumption. But we should still get him down. I agree.
His personality is no longer
totally dead.
Yeah.
That sounds about right, yes.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilo.
The fuck he said?
Talking about shit.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
Put skill points into Inland Empire. En dan kunnen we weer wat doen. En dat kan ik wel doen. Inland Empire. Plop.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of the fish lips stay
faalt hij alsnog.
He is male, 40 to 50. With an
faalt hij alsnog. Ik heb ook een magnesium-based lifeform. Ja, we zijn klaar.
The steel reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship's strength. I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be...
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people...
Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him...
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Climb up there and... There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees. Someone else?
What was that about processing, then? Weren't they supposed to take care of the boots? Why don't they help?
No. Think of the boys from I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And
we hebben geen andere keuze, lijkt het.
Concern here.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig!
How? Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Where? Ah, yes, I see.
Yeah, now we're talking. They'll miss! The pigs will miss, Kuno!
I'll blow his head off.
Take it!
Yeah, take the...
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the man produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the
laten de lieutenant het werk doen.
The scouring stick and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. securing it in place. That's a keel A99. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's test position, taking aim.
We gaan hem niet afleiden.
His eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenement.
God damn it.
Hij heeft gemist.
Fucking idiot!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he? Kuno's sorry too.
The lieutenant doesn't say a word, just looks at the gun in his hand.
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and any more mistakes could put us in. I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Ja, dat lijkt het ook,
Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there... Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way. Hooray for us. To ask the suspect for help with the victim's body. To be indebted to Everard Clare? Clearly we can.
Suck my dick, bitch!
Oké. Nou ja, dan hebben we hier dan toch...
The man before you is naked, but for a period.
Ik kan nog een punt in Inland Empire gooien. En dan kan ik, heb ik meer kans op succes. Nee.
The man before you is naked, but for...
Ja, hij praat tegen mij.
Into the wild pale yonder. In the past. I'm a joke. Look at me. A killer. Go ahead.
Killer.
Coppo. What do you mean? It's the power of your imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Here you go, you loony. Fuck no. You're no. Between you and me, you might be onto something there. Because you have. Do I remind you?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
You sure I got out of that one? Cop, please come back later, cop. Of course. You have questions, don't you? The power. Do I remind?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism.
You sure?
Nee, hij vertelt ons niks nieuws. Dat is wel vreemd. We hebben die foto van die man.
It still kind of looks gone. For you to discover, someone who knows about history could tell you.
Someone who knows about history could tell you. Kuno die is erbij gaan zitten.
Fuck does Kuno care? Yeah? The king? Yeah, whatever. The fuck about it? Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor. Kuno's fucking's got one big thing wrong with him. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big. Kuno kicked that shit in the sea.
In the
Rugby
sea?
style. Yeah? That shit means nothing to Kuno. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Yeah, cock and boot. You know that jolly Union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or...
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with...
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to.
Die weet dingen.
Curious, my liege.
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today.
Still, seems suspicious.
Fuck are you talking about? What?
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit?
You hear the lieutenant hum.
You're testing Kuno.
Get lost.
The fuck do you want? Good call, pig. My Kuno does.
Nou, dan hebben we nu alles ook met Kuno besproken. En wat dan nu ons vervolgplan is even die Manjana daar te vragen bij de docks. Want die weet misschien iets meer over de armor. Zou kunnen. Mañana. Wat weet hij over de armor?
Hold on, wandering man. Okay. The little boy had the good on his promise. To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official union.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there. And I learned that people don't want to talk to it.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. I did some research into this armadura.
How does it come?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off. And so, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave the boot.
It's implied. He finds it unlikely.
And Mesqui's epic there, all across Martinez. It's a minor nuisance. No problem. If you see that...
Nou, deze man heeft ons toch weer wat verder geholpen. The rest of the armor. Kuno lied to you. Run the number on the victim's armor. Dat hebben we ook nog te doen. Ask around the tattoos. Getting the body down. Dan moeten we weer naar Everard Clare. Ik stel voor dat we even gaan checkpointen. We hebben het lichaam onderzocht. En in de volgende video, we zijn toch bij de harbor, weer verder gaan. Dus graag tot dan.